What's up, everyone? ADS Play 101 here, also known as ADS Play 202, and welcome to another episode of Vlog Style 202. This is my vlog style series where I do reviews, reactions, uh, or just vlog style videos, period. Anything non video game playthrough related. Um, in this video, I'm going to be going over the Mike Hollow uh, stream that he did today, where the focus was on a TikTok streamer by the name of Terror, somebody who I do watch, who's known for playing Tekken 8, and this other individual by the name of Heavenly, and I think another guy by the name of Gojo. Um, I kind of left. Now I did watch this while it was live, but I kind of left. I would say after about an hour of the conversation, due to the fact that I felt like it was being dragged on way too long. And matter of fact, I think the conversation itself, um, I think they only spoke about Harada clarifying his comments on monetization, excuse me. I think they only spoke about that for like 30 minutes to like an hour. I wasn't there for that. But the follow up conversation with uh, about Terror and Heavenly, um, that one lasted. I kind of came in the middle of that one. And I've basically seen everything. So first off, I don't like talking about videos like this for the most part, but I think this is kind of like a special occasion where I need to push that pride to the side and address some things. And just give my opinion on a few things. And how this live stream went down because it was kind of pathetic for multiple reasons. Um, One, just to give you some backstory, right? So there is a Bandai Namco creator program, right? Where people who have been playing Tekken and they're influencing, you know, um, by playing the game, etc. Bandai has a creator program basically to where people can get paid from it, right? And I believe Terror is a part of that. And Heavenly, from what I understand, he's still a part of it, but some people saying that he lost his uh his partnership with Bandai Namco. So there was a match between Terror and Heavenly, if I'm not mistaken, and as well as Gojo. Um, and where when they're playing the game, some obscenities were thrown around, a bunch of name calling and things like that. And in Terror, he ended up, because of the things that were said, Terror ended up reporting what was said back to Bandai Namco, and supposedly Heavenly lost his deal with Bandai Namco through the creator program, essentially losing a way to make money with them. Um, or at least that's what's being believed. I think he still has it, but from what I'm hearing, he lost uh that privilege. But the vlog is basically trying to get Terror. Eventually, it turns into like five people jumping on Terror. Eventually, now the guy Hesitate down here, he's supposed to be one of his mods on TikTok. And I'm gonna play some of the video just so that some of y'all can see. I don't want this video to be very long, probably no more than like 20 minutes. But there are some things that need to be said about how this went down and about similar topics like this. So let me go back. Hold on, let me, because TikTok is like kind of being kind of crazy right now. one thing about TikTok is they really need to understand when somebody's doing a proper reaction and not restrict people's lives for the for you page. That don't even make sense. So let's go back because I kind of appeared around like the 1 hour and I would say 15-minute mark. This is when I started. So we're just gonna start from here, and hopefully you guys will be able to pick up on everything that was being said, and we can try to talk about this as we go on. I don't want this to be no longer than like a 20-minute video myself. So hopefully this is you know, hopefully everything gets explained well enough to where everybody can understand.
Myself is choosing the bad ending.
The best way to defend yourself against someone shit talking you is shit talking them back. Going to Bandai Namco and getting them involved was not the move. And just before we move on, you've played all that stuff with Gojo. Why did Heavenly Uchiha get reported?
Because there's screenshots of him harassing me in the chat too, clowning me and making fun of me and making assumptions.
But in the screenshots you sent me, I've got this Heavenly screenshots here actually. I might as well bring them up so that everyone can see them. We'll just go through them before we move on. There's a couple of screenshots. Okay, this might be annoying to keep bringing up.
And I should say this. Shout out to Mike Hollow for even putting this together. I don't know if Shinblade and Otaku are like his live streaming partners or whatever, but shout out to Mike Hollow for putting this up because I think low key this is a discussion that should have been had somewhere, but I think some things could have been handled differently as this live stream went on. But and I'm not just talking about Mike Hollow. I'm just talking about the whole shebang because this I felt like this topic was dragged on for far too long.
But I'll do it anyway. So we'll just evaluate them one at a time. So this is the first screenshot from Heavenly.
Yeah, of course.
Terra didn't even launch Hell Sweep. Would you class this as a reportable offense?
No.
Okay. All right. So we're just going to go through them one at a time. I apologize for how long doing this takes.
All right, let me ask you.
But you know what? I'll read them out because they're very small ones instead of like clicking back and forth. The second screenshot is he's on Wi-Fi. Is that a reportable offense? Okay. The third screenshot says, "Who the fuck is Terra training?" Harassment?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
But then again, I mean, it's making fun of Dread. Dread is the one who I trained.
No, fuck them. No, the mentality right there. Hold on, Mike. Fuck them. Who the fuck is you? Boom, right there. I don't know who the fuck I am. Then what? I'm gonna tell you, I got a platform. Me and Dread be chilling. Who are you?
Now, I agree with Shinblade right here. Because when it comes to shit talking, especially online, right? As far as from my perspective, the FGC and the Halo community was really where it really picked up. Because people were trying to talk their shit because they knew that they were nice at a game or they knew some, and when you know you're good at something and you're better than somebody else at it, and you know you can, you pretty much you're gonna pop your shit. You're gonna let people know, hey, I'm nice and I want to see who nicer than me. So those two communities pretty much is where that stuff really picked up steam over the years. And Shinblade's response or what he was trying to tell Terror, when you have people who, because one thing about Terror is that when it comes to Tekken 8, he is a certified crash out. I will say that you know, even he can't hide that fact. Like he is a certified crash out when it comes to Tekken. He plays that game a lot. He knows the characters inside and out. He is pretty versatile with I think most of the roster, and he even goes over some of the imbalances that the game has on his stream. I've been in multiple of his streams. I've seen this happen, and you have people that will come in there and by knowing how sensitive the topic is for terror, they'll try to poke the bear and try to get a reaction out of him because that's in their mind that's their entertainment. That's what they're coming there to see. They come in there to see him spaz out and crash out and in their perspectives act immature and whatever. Um, but I look at this, but I want to tell Tara this. Tara, if you're watching this, I want you to take a page out of Low Tier Gods and Dark Side Feels book, because I think those are two other creators that I know for a fact gets trolled a lot. Especially Low Tier God, they take his stuff and they just plaster that all over the internet, even when he was banned off of YouTube. So you have to learn when you're in a position where you're doing well for yourself. It's other people that are jealous that feels as if you shouldn't have the stuff that you have. And because of that, they'll come to your streams and try to find any little thing that they feel like they can try to make fun of you of, and they're going to try to poke the bear in order for you to lose what you have. You have to know sometimes when it's best to just ignore that. When I say ignore it, I mean just block them, move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? And in many cases, you do block them. Like I said, I'll be in your streams. I see what you have to deal with. I see trolls and you talking about certain characters that you feel are overpowered or imbalanced or whatever. And then miraculously, you go against that character in like the very next match, dealing with them, and people be playing in a way that you just described as like annoying and not worth. You know what I'm saying? People using cheese characters as you call them. Uh, you do have people that do stream snipe, and I've been a victim of that. And I do say victim because it does get annoying. Back on my original ADS Play 101 channel on TikTok, when I was playing Pokemon Unite, people would literally be on Twitch live streaming, and they would come to my stream when they find out that they're going against me, and I would literally, you know what I'm saying, I'll be hiding in bushes, and they'll be like, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden they firing in the bushes directly where I'm at. Or they'll have people in their stream watch my stream and you know what I'm saying, try to tell them where I am. And it's crazy. Matter of fact, that just happened 2 months ago, which is the reason why I don't play Pokemon Unite as much right now because people suck the fun out of it. But regardless, um, you got to know when to ignore those people when you can. I mean, just completely ignore them. I'm not saying don't uh I'm not saying don't respond, but your response shouldn't be to just spaz out on it, or whatever. Just okay, look like we got another one. Block and keep it pushing. Because again, some of these people they're not in a position that you're in, and they literally look at you the same way you might see a high school geek or nerd and a high school jock just feel like, oh, you have something that you shouldn't have and I should have it, or, you know, I need to try to make you look lesser than in order to make me look better. Ignore them type of people, man. And it was many cases during this live stream where I seen that mentality. Not necessarily from you, but it was more so coming from and more so came from Heavenly and Gojo. To where Heavenly, he was kind of making himself mad about things that you didn't say and acting like you said it. I was there for the live. For that section of it, and I heard enough. And after that, I left. But let's continue with the video.
You nigga.
The next screenshot says,
Yo,
I don't know
I'm a
how
master
banned
at
that
shutting
recommend.
motherfuckers up, Tara. I'm going to teach you some things too. I'm a master at shutting motherfuckers up. You talk shit right back to him. Who the fuck is you, nigga? What rank you is? How many electrics you hit? You hear me? I ain't run two you caught today. This shit talking back.
Well, but that's the thing. Essentially, I would. That's what I most of the time do. But at the same time, I really can't do
Okay,
that.
hold on, wait. Tara, when you do it, you can't sound like Finn though when you do it.
The point I'm trying to make here is most of the time I have rebuttals all the time, and I don't take it that serious. But at the same
Don't
time,
make
when
it
you
get.
have, I was gonna say, sorry to cut you off, Shin, but I was gonna say, coming from someone else that is also a Bandai creator, shouldn't he take this more serious? Why would you actively come at somebody and call them, insults and stuff like that online? Aren't you supposed to be held to a higher standard? So you don't want to
No,
be you
hell
want to
no,
be
these are
held to a
online
higher.
fight.
But that's the thing. But you're sponsored by Bandai. You can't do that.
Who
You
who's
can't.
sponsored by Bandai?
Both of us, me and Heaven.
Man, them folk, hey, no, I ain't talking about someone individual. I'm talking about like shit talkers in general.
So let me say this, right? There's a moment during this live stream where Terror has like, I think he has like 12 clips from the matches that he had with Heavenly, I believe. And Heavenly was saying some stuff that if he was in a Bandai creator program, some of the things that he was saying in those clips should have got him kicked out the Bandai program. Mind you, there was a clip that Terror showed on the stream. Let me see if I can find that exact moment where he started playing the clips. I think he was live on TikTok, and I kept trying to tell him. Matter of fact, I think these are the clips right here when he started playing them. I'm kind of already past. I'm hesitant to play these myself, so I'm gonna just tell you when they start. It looked like at 3 hours and 6 minutes. That's when the clips start rolling in, and I think the segment that I'm talking about specifically. As a matter of fact, I think this is when they start. Because I remember coming in here and telling him that on his TikTok, the audio was kind of like messed up, and people kept leading me over to Mike Hollow stream. So, and this is when Heavenly shows up, and it was some things really being said to where at one point Heavenly told it's like the main meat and potatoes that he was arguing with Terror over was that he was on Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi and Ethernet connections have always been a topic. Wi-Fi for convenience, Ethernet for like a better experience. And you got some people that, you know, uh, got this vendetta against anybody that uses Wi-Fi when it's really just peer-to-peer connection. It depends on the connection between the two. It's not always an issue about Wi-Fi. I done had people on Ethernet that had terrible connections because of their internet service provider. And I had people who were on Wi-Fi that gave me some of the smoothest connections that I ever could hope for. So that's not a factor as much as people think it is, but I digress. But there was some things being said by Heavenly. I can't remember if it was in the clips or in the live itself, where he basically kept telling Terror to go unalive himself. Let me say this right here. Just last week, I believe it was just last week, there was a cosplayer, a black cosplayer, a black female cosplayer by the name of Squid Kid, right? And Squid Kid unfortunately took her own life because of the harassment and bullying that she was experiencing as a black anime cosplayer on the internet. Um, and I kind of refrained from talking about that when it happened because what can you say? It was something stupid that should have never happened. I'm talking about before she did whatever she did, the bullying and the stupid ignorance and racism shouldn't even be there. Like nobody should have to deal with that. Especially when it comes to anime and the blatant racism that's still there. Even with spaces like DreamCon and BlurredCon and all that, uh, that tried to create these safe spaces for black cosplayers and black people who love anime and things like that. There's always going to be this group of people who feel comfortable on the internet because they feel like, oh, nobody's going to actually see me, so I can say these mean things and just get away with it. And it gives them this false sense of empowerment because I got the power to make you feel bad about something that you're doing. And they want to feel like they're in the right. You have some people in this world, I'm finna drop a gem on y'all, and I had to learn this the hard way. Some people have to understand that you have individuals in this world that are so right that they don't understand how wrong they are. We literally just lost Squid Kid, I believe, like last week or the week before that. She didn't even make it to Thanksgiving, and she's not going to be here for the New Year's, let alone Christmas. So her family is without her for the rest of their lives because of what how people treated her. The fact that you would tell somebody to go unalive themselves after we just dealt with that, I got to be careful with what I say because TikTok be on my ass. But that's tasteless. It's 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 pretty pathetic. Above all whatever trolling and trash talk you might think about somebody's Wi-Fi or whatever, to tell some to go that far, that right there should get you kicked out of any type of program. Knowing that we've had other not just with Squid Kid, it's been other people online that were in such a depressive state that when somebody told them to go unalive themselves, they actually went to go do it. So now their blood is on the person's hands that told them that. Now I'm not saying terror is in that type of mentality or whatever like that, but you don't know what people are going through at the end of the day. So what? So God forbid, what if he was going through some type of depressive state or something like that, and he actually, you know what I'm saying? You talking about the dude job and talking about how you know, this, that, and the third that ain't got nothing to do with the game that y'all playing or the fact that you won or lost, whatever. That is some bullshit, bro. And that requires a hard look in the mirror. Now, with terror, he has to learn how to understand when people are just using him for clout. It gets to the point when you realize that because he's so easily um is triggered by the dumb stuff that happens in Tekken and how easily he gets trolled because of what he plays on stream. It's people that's looking to just try to poke the bear. That's it. I've seen many content creators that can't get the numbers that Terror has gotten, and they've been doing it for way longer than him. You know what I'm saying? And they don't come to somebody's like Terror or anybody who is doing better than them and try to find some way to bring them down or try to expose them or you know what I'm saying? Just little dumb nonsense. Uh, and dude, like, it ain't never that damn serious over no fucking video game. I've been playing video games since a kid. I'm 37. I've been going to arcades since I was like 8. I'm talking about Prodigy on arcade cabinets. You know what I'm saying? Fighting games especially. Um, even growing up going to arcades, playing Third Strike when it was only in arcades, and whipping up on people who are older than me who know how to play the game. Like, it's shit talking is always gonna be there. But as long as it's um about the game and about the skill level of the player. You know what I'm saying? That level of shit talk is always going to be acceptable. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. Oh, you use cheese characters. You only use top tier. You're a tier whore. You know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that is harmless. But when it gets to the point where you have people, and I'm not talking about this situation specifically, but I've seen it happen on YouTube where people get mad. Like technically that's why Low Tier God got banned off of YouTube because somebody didn't like the way he played Street Fighter. Little Tier guy, he's known for rage quitting against people he'd feel like isn't worth his time or somebody that's playing in like a cheesy manner. He's just gonna rage quit. He's gonna quit the match. And regardless how many times he gets in trouble by the servers or the company, be it Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or whatever, That's just his thing. Um, and people really gotta quit and letting their emotions get the better of them, and understand when it's better to just back off the situation and just leave it alone. Not everything is worth like what 5 hours of time. Hell, this situation shouldn't have even been talked about no more than like 45 minutes to an hour, and it should have been over. But I'm just gonna say, let this be an example to anybody else out there who may be live streaming and doing what y'all doing and setting y'all goals for yourself, trying to make a living, possibly with streaming. Get to the point where what happens on stream doesn't bother you, and understand that when you close your laptop, when you get off the computer, none of that shit matters. None of it matters. What matters is who you have around you. You know what I'm saying? Your job, the money you make, take care of yourself, and take care of your people. None of this shit matters on the internet. Everybody has this persona that they're trying to create, and oftentimes some people see other people doing good, and they just want to tear them down. They want to poke the bear, make fun of them. You know what I'm saying? They want to see what they can get away with, and sometimes you just gotta, block them and move on with your life because that's all. That's the only answer. So, regardless. With that being said, man, thank you guys for watching this. Like I said, I didn't want it to be this long. It's almost 30 minutes. I'm almost at the limit for a TikTok video. But I did want to speak on this a little bit. Like I said, the video is up on Mike Hollow's channel. You guys can go watch it. Shout out to Mike Hollow again, for not like hiding the video or whatever like that, like some other creators do. And I'll see you guys for the next one.